Ladies and gentlemen, we are in South America. We are going into the country of Argentina to a canyon that is known in the native tongue as Cañon del Atuel. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I got a suggestion that I should check out this canyon. And I always love to hear suggestions, but I don't always do a video on them. But today I'm doing a video on the Cañon del Atuel. And it's a nice canyon. It's a rugged canyon. It's a gnarly canyon. It's rough. It's a rough canyon. But even though this is a rough canyon, the erosion on either side of it gets clean. We're going to check out some clean erosion that's on either side of it. Okay. So first of all, when we go to the canyon, we immediately notice that there's a lot of removed rock. Water flow went through here and removed a ton of rock. And you can see that there's kind of a horizontal pattern that's going through this canyon. And that's actually because of plate tectonics. So if we go over here, what's happening here is there's a plate collision between the oceanic plate and the continental plate, and that created buckling along the Andes. And here you can see the horizontal mountains because of this buckling. That is the underlying geology that's responsible for these horizontal features. But the water flow did a path like this through this area and then went on down this way. So when you check out this area here, you can see that there's a ton of parallel channels in close proximity. This is a feature of sheet water flow and decreasing water flow. So what this erosion is showing us is that from here to all the way about here, about a full 30 kilometers, aka 19.25 miles, we're seeing evidence of sheet water flow washing through here. Now, my best example of showing you this happen in real time is in the Turnagain Arm in Alaska, where there's a huge tidal fluctuation. And as this inlet drains, the same parallel ravines in close proximity are made. And in between these channels are elongated, rounded sediment lines, aka drumlins, which they like to say only glaciers can make, but that is not true because you can observe them form literally every day. Actually, twice a day for that matter. And that's the same thing we're seeing here in Argentina. These are the exact same feature made by water flow. So if we trace this back, so we've got our canyon here, and that water flow kind of missed the canyon. It kind of went through this way. But because of how rugged this canyon is and how much removed rock and how much rock was removed, clearly a lot of water flow went through the Cañon del Atuel. Okay, so now let's go to the other side. See if we can find this on the other side as well. Ooh, we've got a nice teardrop scour. I love a good teardrop scour because they actually show us current direction. The tail shows us the end. The rounded edge would be the front, tail would be the bottom. We're actually getting a current towards the Andes. I mean, I'm just reading the erosion. That's all a guy can do. But we kind of see that as a general trend here. And then here we see some more parallel paths. And then we find more of these drumlins made by water flow going through there. And then if we check out this spot, we find the same feature. And this right here, I know it sounds crazy to say that the water flow went towards the Andes. I just read the erosion and understand the physics of it. This feature right here 100% proves that flow direction. I mean, it's a classic streamlined ripple. It's got the classic streamlined shape. And then so just to the south of the canyon, we've got a huge deposit of sand. This sand was deposited by water flow. And where does water flow like to deposit something? It deposits something where the current slows. So the current was going down this way. Now we're talking about a current going this way. And as it's going uphill, if this whole thing's underwater, then the slope doesn't really matter, plus there's inertia. But as the sediment that's being carried by the water at the bottom of the flow encounters this uplift, it's going to slow down. And where it slows is where it gets deposited. And then you can see how it also got pushed along. Now, this gives us an idea of water depth because it's telling us that this was underwater. Water was completely flowing over this. So we can make a connection from here right down through here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you have any questions. I'm sure there will be plenty of questions because this is a very confusing area. Please like, subscribe, share, follow me on Patreon too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.